I want to talk to you today about God is your doorkeeper. You may be facing situations right now that don't make sense. Opportunities you were counting on didn't work out. That job you wanted, someone else got it. The relationship you prayed for fell through. And you wonder, God, where are you in all this? But I've learned God doesn't just open doors, He closes them too. And when He shuts a door, it's not because He's punishing you or forgetting about you. It's because He's protecting you. He's redirecting you. He sees the bigger picture. You don't have to worry about who's for you or who's against you. You don't need to manipulate things or try to force what's not meant for you. Why? Because God is your doorkeeper. He's in control of the access. He opens doors no person can shut. And He closes doors no amount of begging, pushing, or persuading will open again. Some of you are frustrated because a door hasn't opened yet. You feel like you're stuck in the hallway, waiting, praying. Can I tell you, just because the door hasn't opened doesn't mean God isn't working. He's lining up the right opportunity, the right timing, the right people. When the time is right, that door will swing wide open. You won't have to fight for it. You won't have to stress over it. You won't have to chase people down. What God has for you will find you. So instead of worrying about the closed doors, thank God for being your doorkeeper. Thank Him for the doors He closed that you didn't even know were dangerous. Thank Him for the doors He's opening that no man can shut. Remember, you're not walking through life alone. You have a doorkeeper, and He's already prepared the right doors at the right time. Walk in peace. Walk in confidence. The right door is coming, and it's going to be better than you imagined. Sometimes in life, we face closed doors that leave us confused and disappointed. We applied for the job, gave it our all, and still didn't get it. We thought that relationship was the one, but it ended without explanation. We planned, we prayed, we believed, but the opportunity shut right in our face. In moments like these, it's easy to feel like something went wrong. It's tempting to think we missed it, or worse, that God has forgotten about us. But what if the door closing was never a sign of failure, but a sign of divine protection? You see, not every closed door is meant to discourage you. Sometimes, it's God's way of keeping you from something that would have harmed you, distracted you, or taken you down the wrong path. You don't always know what's behind the door you've been trying to open. It might look good from the outside. It might make sense on paper, but God sees what you cannot see. He knows what lies ahead, and He's not going to allow you to step into something that will ultimately destroy your peace or pull you away from your purpose. That delay, that rejection, that unanswered prayer, it could be the very thing saving you from unnecessary pain. We often pray for God to open doors, but we rarely thank Him for the ones He closed. If only we could look back and see how many times we were protected from things we thought we wanted. That person you almost married, that business deal you almost signed, that move you almost made. At the time, it was heartbreaking. But later, you realize if it had gone through, it would have led to disaster. God was never punishing you. He was shielding you. When a door closes, it doesn't mean you've been forgotten. It doesn't mean the dream is dead. It means something better is coming. A closed door often leads to the right one. But you can't walk through the right door until you stop staring at the wrong one. Let it go. Trust that if it needed to open, it would have. If it was meant to be yours, nothing could have stopped it. God's no is just as loving as His yes. It's not rejection, it's redirection. That's why you don't need to force anything. You don't need to manipulate or beg. You have a God who sees the full picture. He's not trying to ruin your plan. He's trying to perfect it. And the beauty is, even when you don't understand it, even when it feels unfair, His decisions are always made out of love for you. So next time a door closes, don't let bitterness in. Don't fall into discouragement. Lift your head, dry your tears, and say with confidence, God, I trust you. If that door closed, it's because you're leading me somewhere better. Because you can rest in this truth. If it's not God's door, you don't want to walk through it. There are moments in life when it feels like people have all the power. They hold the position, they sign the contracts, they decide who gets chosen and who doesn't. And if you're not careful, you'll start to believe that your future is tied to their approval. You'll think you need their validation to move forward, their recommendation to be accepted, their invitation to be included. But that's not how God works. What He has planned for you doesn't require permission from anyone else. If He wants a door open in your life, He will open it and no one can stop it. Not the boss who overlooks you, not the friend who betrayed you, not the critic who tried to discredit you. If God says yes, no person on earth can say no. Sometimes you'll be in situations where every human voice is telling you it's impossible. They may say you're not qualified. You don't have the experience. You've made too many mistakes. But God isn't limited by human opinions. He doesn't need a vote to bless you. He doesn't need a committee to approve you. When it's time for your promotion, your breakthrough, your next level, He'll make it happen in a way that even your enemies will have to watch. That door will open, and they won't be able to close it. They'll wonder how you got in. They'll scratch their heads and question how you ended up there. But you'll know it wasn't them who put you there. It was God. You may have had doors shut in your face. People may have walked away. You might have been told no again and again. But don't let those experiences define your expectation. Don't give people the kind of power only God deserves. If they tried to keep you out, if they tried to hold you back, if they said you'd never make it, that doesn't change the outcome when God gets involved. He overrides rejection. He bypasses limitations. He opens doors in the middle of opposition. And when He does it, no person, no system, no obstacle can block it. It's easy to get discouraged when you're waiting on something and others seem to be in control. But you're not at the mercy of their decision. You serve a God who opens doors with purpose. He doesn't need you to be the most popular, the most connected, or the most qualified. He just needs you to be faithful, to trust Him, to keep showing up. He'll open a door where there wasn't even a hallway. He'll make a way in the middle of nowhere. He'll use people who don't even like you to bless you. So don't shrink back when someone tells you no. Don't give up when you get overlooked. That's not the final word. God is still writing your story. If it's His will, He'll open the door. And once it opens, no one will be able to shut it. You don't need their favor when you already have His. One of the most challenging things to deal with in life is waiting. Especially when you've prayed, believed, and done everything you know how to do, and yet nothing seems to be happening. You feel stuck, forgotten, and overlooked. You see others walking through their open doors while you're still standing in front of a closed one. You wonder if maybe it's not going to happen. Maybe it wasn't meant to be. But the truth is, Just because the door hasn't opened yet doesn't mean it never will. Sometimes there's a delay not because you're denied, but because something greater is being developed behind the scenes. God operates on His own timetable. What may feel like a pause to you is part of His preparation. He sees the end from the beginning. He knows what still needs to come into alignment. There may be things you're not ready for yet. There may be people who are part of your journey who aren't ready either. If God opens the door too soon, you could step into something unprepared and risk ruining what was supposed to bless you. But when the time is right, when your heart is ready, when the path is clear, when the opportunity has matured, then it will open. And it will be obvious why the delay was necessary. It's easy to get discouraged in the waiting season. The enemy will whisper that you've been forgotten. He'll tell you that you missed your chance, that it's too late now. But those are lies designed to make you give up before your moment comes. What God starts, He always finishes. He hasn't brought you this far to leave you. The fact that you're still standing, still believing, still hoping, that's a sign He's not done with you. The delay is not the end. It's part of the story that will make the open door even more powerful. Sometimes you need time to grow into the version of yourself that's strong enough to handle what's behind that door, what you're walking through now. The challenges, the disappointments, the silence is not wasted. It's shaping your character, building your strength, and preparing your spirit. When you finally walk through what you've been waiting for, you'll do it with confidence, wisdom, and gratitude. You'll look back and realize that the wait didn't weaken you, it matured you. While you wait, stay faithful. Keep showing up. Keep doing what you know is right. Don't let frustration make you walk away from the very thing God is setting up for you. Stay in peace, knowing that timing belongs to God. When the door opens, it won't be a crack. It'll be wide, undeniable, and full of favor. And when it happens, you'll see that the delay was never a detour. It was the exact route to your destiny. The door may not be open today, but it's not locked forever. It's just not time yet. But your time is coming, and nothing can stop it when it does. Not every opportunity that presents itself is meant to be taken. Just because a door opens doesn't automatically mean it's from God. In life, there will be chances that come your way look attractive on the surface. But if you're not careful, you'll step into something that ends up taking more from you than it gives. That's why you need to be discerning. Everything that glitters isn't gold. Some doors are dressed in success, promotion, and excitement, but behind them are confusion, compromise, and regret. That's where trust and spiritual sensitivity come in. Just because you can walk through a door doesn't mean you should. Timing, alignment, and peace are all part of recognizing whether God is in it. There are doors that the enemy opens too, and he's subtle. He knows how to make it look good. He won't always tempt you with something you instantly recognize as wrong. Sometimes it looks like a shortcut. Sometimes it looks like what you've been praying for. But the motive behind it is to distract you from your calling, to get you off course, or to delay your destiny. That's why it's dangerous to chase every open opportunity. You need wisdom to say, just because I can doesn't mean I will. You need peace in your spirit, not pressure from your emotions. Some doors come with a price tag you won't see until it's too late. That's why having a relationship with God matters. He knows the difference between what's good and what's right. He sees what you can't He knows the hidden motives behind the offer, the unseen consequences behind the connection, the long-term impact behind the immediate excitement. What looks like a promotion might actually be a distraction. What sounds like a blessing might end up stealing your peace. What appears to be the next level might lead you further away from your purpose. It's not always about how big the door is. It's about who opened it. There are times when you'll have to say no to something that looks promising, not because you're scared, but because you've learned to wait on God's confirmation. That takes maturity. It takes strength to walk away from something that your flesh wants, but your spirit says no to. But every time you pass on the wrong door, you make room for the right one. Every time you wait instead of rushing, you grow in wisdom. Every time you pause and pray instead of pushing ahead, you allow God to be the one who leads. You won't miss what's yours by turning down what's not. In fact, letting go of the wrong doors is part of what prepares you for the right ones. You don't have to panic. You don't have to chase. The right door will never require you to lose yourself to gain access. When it's God's door, it will come with peace, alignment, and clarity. So slow down, stay sensitive, and let God be the one to show you which door is truly His. One of the most powerful truths you can hold onto in your journey is that God knows exactly when to open the right door. Not a moment too soon, not a second too late. You may feel like time is running out. You may be watching the clock, comparing your life to others, wondering why things haven't happened for you yet. But God isn't rushed by human timelines. He's not pressured by what others are doing. He doesn't operate by your calendar. He operates by His perfect wisdom and divine schedule. That means every season you walk through has a purpose, and every delay has meaning. What you see as a setback, God sees as preparation. While you're waiting, He's working. He's aligning people, resources, and situations to come together in a way you couldn't make happen on your own. Sometimes you're ready for the door, but the door isn't ready for you. Or maybe the door is ready, but you're not yet who you need to be to walk through it with confidence and strength. God is not just interested in getting you to a destination. He's interested in who you become along the way. So while you're asking Him to open the door, He's shaping your character, increasing your faith, teaching you how to trust Him in the quiet seasons, in the unseen places, in the days when nothing seems to be moving. Because when the door finally opens, you'll be able to handle what's on the other side. You won't just walk through it. You'll thrive in it. It's easy to look at others and feel like you're falling behind. You see friends launching businesses, getting married, traveling the world, stepping into opportunities, and you're still waiting. But what you don't see are the doors God is preparing for you that no one else can walk through. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. God hasn't forgotten you. He's not punishing you. He's positioning you. He's preparing something that fits your purpose, not just your preference. And when it's time, you won't have to force it. It will come with a grace that confirms it was never meant to be a struggle. The waiting season is not a wasted season. It's a sacred space where God does some of His deepest work. He's developing endurance, building resilience, and strengthening your dependence on Him. And here's the beautiful part. When He does open the door, it will happen in such a way that no one will be able to deny His hand in it. It won't make sense based on your connections, your qualifications, or your timing. But it will make perfect sense when you see how it all comes together. The timing of God is flawless. You may not understand it while you're walking through it, but you'll look back and realize that He opened the door at the exact moment it needed to be opened. And when He does, you'll be ready. There's something powerful that happens when you finally stop trying to make everything happen on your own. When you stop stressing, pushing, begging, or manipulating situations to go your way. Life has a way of teaching you that no matter how hard you try, some doors just won't open by force. And the more you push, the more exhausted and frustrated you become. But there comes a moment when you realize that if something is truly meant for you, you won't have to fight for it in the wrong way. You won't have to compromise your peace, your values, or your identity just to fit into a space that doesn't feel right. When God has ordained a door for you, it will open, not because of who you know, but because of who He is. You don't have to live with that constant pressure to prove yourself, to impress the right people, to be in the right circles. When you truly believe that God is the one managing your doors, you'll stop chasing things and start trusting the process. You'll stop wondering why certain people aren't calling back, why that opportunity slipped through your fingers, why something that looked so promising ended up falling apart. And instead of panicking, you'll start resting. You'll understand that whatever is meant for you will reach you, not because you forced it, but because it was already marked with your name. That kind of peace doesn't come from having all the answers. It comes from knowing that you're not walking through life alone. You have a guide, a provider, a protector who sees what's ahead, who knows what's best, and who opens and shuts doors with purpose. He knows how to get you where you need to be. You may not know how it's going to happen. You may not have the connections or the credentials. But when God says it's your time, no one can stop it. You don't have to perform for people. You don't have to twist yourself into someone you're not. Just stay faithful, stay humble, and keep your heart pure. There will be moments when it seems like you're behind, like everyone else is moving forward and you're still waiting. But you have to resist the urge to take matters into your own hands. You don't have to manufacture what God has already set in motion. His plans don't require your panic. His timing doesn't require your anxiety. What He started, He will finish. And when He opens the door, it won't take force. It will flow. It will come with peace, with confirmation, and with clarity. So breathe. Rest. Let go of the pressure to make everything happen. You're not the doorkeeper. God is. And when the time comes, the right door will open effortlessly. Not because you made it happen, but because you trusted the one who holds the keys. So today, no matter what season you're in, whether you're facing a closed door, standing in a hallway of waiting, or unsure if the opportunity in front of you is right, I want you to remember this unshakable truth in God is your doorkeeper. You don't have to strive, manipulate, or live in fear of what's ahead. You don't have to be discouraged by closed doors or intimidated by the ones that seem too big. The same God who shut that door to protect you is the same God who will open another one at the perfect time. And no person, no setback, no opposition can stop it. Trust that the doors that didn't open were not missed chances. They were divine redirections. Believe that what feels like a delay is really preparation in disguise. Stay rooted in the knowledge that your life is not left to chance or the decisions of people. You are under divine management. The doors that are meant for you are already marked by the hand of God. So keep walking with faith, not fear. Keep showing up with expectation, not frustration. You don't have to force your way into places that weren't designed for you. What God opens, no one can shut. And when He shuts a door, it's because He's guiding you to something better. You can live in peace knowing that every detail of your journey is being watched over by the one who holds the keys to every door, past, present, and future. Let that confidence carry you. Let that truth calm your spirit. Your doorkeeper is faithful, and your best doors haven't even opened yet. Stay ready, stay aligned, stay faithful, because the doors God has prepared for you, doors of favor, healing, restoration, and purpose, are not just coming. They're on their way. And when they open, you'll know without a doubt God did it.